Good morning and welcome to Mornings with Mary. Today we are going to talk about parenting with a heart and choosing your attitude. So if it is your first time tuning in, welcome. I do this live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you miss it and at the live version, you can always watch the replay, or you can go to YouTube and watch it on Inside Parenting. So you choose how it works best for you. But today we are going to take on a topic which is always very near and dear to my heart, because we do choose oftentimes to parent with our heart, but we also forget that we choose our attitude. So that's what we're going to go over today, and how that works and what the goal of that is, so it can help you be a better parent. Unfortunately, I do now have to lose my tiara, which is really too bad because I like the sparkle in my eye. It looks awesome. So to talk about this means we really need to, wow, look at that. We really need to talk about what it means to parent from our heart, as well as what it means to choose our attitude, right? So when you parent from your heart, good morning, Becky. How are you, sweetheart? How are things going in South Carolina? I know here in North Carolina they're a little warm and kind of muggy, which is kind of nice. So you may notice that we're having issues with the live. A lot of times connections are coming on and coming off. I don't know why there's issues with Facebook Live. A lot of people have been having them. So if you are having issues watching this or hearing this, let me know down below, and then I can try to contact Facebook and see what they're doing. So anyway, so today we're going to talk about parenting from the heart and choosing your attitude. So what that means to me is, when you parent from the heart, is that you do the right thing, right? That your motivations are not to be the one that is always right or that always gets their way, but it's to do what's right for your family. And if something is feeling sort of amiss, listen to that. You know, we call it the mommy instinct or the mommy gut. Absolutely listen to it, because that's your instinct saying, something's off here, something's wrong. But then what does that mean when you choose your attitude? Because your attitude can be completely different than your heart, right? Your heart can say, oh, I want to give so much, I want to be so gentle, and then your attitude is like, F you, kid, like, I've had enough. It happens. I mean, it happens to me. I'm human. I'm assuming it happens to you. I can have all the best intentions in the world, and I'll be thinking about something else, and the kids will come up and talk to me, and I'll be like, ah. It happens. It really does. So what does that mean then as a mother? Because you are the leader of your family. How do you parent from your heart and choose your attitude, right? It's like, there's so many attitudes to choose from. And if you have a tween or a teen, you know all about the attitudes. It's like, there's like this one and this one. And if you've ever seen that, the emoji movie, you can see all these different attitudes to choose from. And you shouldn't be one all the time. You should have some diversity in you. So as the leader, how do you know what's right? How do you know how to do this? How do you know where to go? Well, let's talk about what happens when you're not parenting from the heart. Good morning, Sue. How are things? Are you in Pennsylvania today, or in South Carolina today? Or North Carolina? I'll get it straight one of these days. But we're talking about basically the difference between parenting with your heart and choosing your attitude. And when we are parenting with a crappy attitude, and we all do at different times, Lord knows I've done it, we tend to lose the trust in our family. We tend to lose the vision. So, well, what does that mean? I mean, do families really sit down and write mission statements or vision statements? No, we really don't. I mean, I can guarantee you we've never sat around the kitchen table and I've never gone, all right, so, Rich, I'd like you to tell me what your vision for the family is. No. Never done it with Sarah, never done it with Elizabeth. Although it can be recommended to do, a lot of times you're just going to get a lot of superficial bullshit. You're going to get a lot of what really sounds good but isn't real. So for us, what we have, like I will say, an unspoken understanding is that our family culture, our mission, our goal is to support one another through all of the ups and downs. That's our family culture. Other family cultures are, we all go to Ivy League schools. Other family cultures are, we all hang out at I don't know, in the trailer park, and we smoke and we hang out. It's fine. It's when there's a disconnect between what the leader, usually the mom, is saying and doing, and then the rest of the family. Like, who has not had those moments when they want to, like, pull their hair out because no one's picked any of their stuff up, and the toilet paper roll is not on the toilet paper dispenser? Again, like what's up with that? I have no idea. Okay? And we feel really disrespected and really frustrated. Well, the truth of the matter is, it comes down to, we've stopped leading. We've just started managing. Okay. And so when you start doing that, you lose the heart in it all. You start nitpicking. You start looking at all the little things. Okay. And what does that do then to the culture of the family? Well, then the culture of the family, you lose their trust. They don't want to work with you. They start like talking behind your back. Even if they're not actually talking, they're like, oh crap. It's like talking behind your back to themselves. Like, shit, she's coming in the room again. And then the eye rolls start and the attitudes start. And it's not every once in a while thing. It's the culture of the family then. And you end up tearing each other apart because you're then operating from the brain and not your heart. So what is your ultimate goal, right? For me, the ultimate goal is that we work together. Now, I hear parents all the time saying that's what they wish their goal was, but then their attitude is completely different. So like this morning, I was thinking about this. Now, you're going to laugh. I don't shower till 8 o'clock, and then I usually am having breakfast by 8:30, and about 8:45, I go, oh, crap, I have to go live in 15 minutes. Yeah, that's me. All right, so I was thinking about this a little bit, though, in the shower, and I was scrolling through Instagram and stuff before I came on and getting ready to move forward. And there are all these posts by these moms, and I guess you could call them amusing memes, right? That, they're all irritated. Oh, mom has the right to lose her temper, and it's all about how funny it is when mom loses her shit. It's really not funny. Because at that point, mom feels so disrespected and so disconnected from her family that she can't parent from her heart. She's parenting out of anger. And this just creates an environment that is really toxic. Okay? I've been there. I've done it. Like, why doesn't anybody pick up? It's because I've stopped communicating. It's because I've stopped leading and I've started managing. There's a big difference. And when you understand that difference, then you can begin to work together. And what is the goal of a leader? The goal of a leader is to help other people learn how to lead, right? So imagine if rather than trying to tear everyone down, which I see all the time happening everywhere, you took each person's separate skill sets that they are really good at and encourage them so that they can lead in that manner, regardless of their age. I know that sounds really kind of crazy. Like, how do you allow a 2-year-old to be a leader, right? Or a 4-year-old, because gosh, 2 to 4 are like some really hard years. Well, you use the skill sets that they have. You encourage where they are. So at 2 and 4, let's say, well, they can learn how to use a knife. Now, I'm not talking a big, like, Ginsu huge knife. I'm talking like, let's start with a butter knife, all right? Give them some independence. Let them learn that they are in charge of their body, of their space, of their choices that are appropriate for that age group. And that goes all the way through to adulthood. Let them have a voice. Let them have a choice. Let them lead where they are really good. Rich is great at doing all these little things. Like, it's so funny. He'll tell me he cleaned the house and there's like crap everywhere. Do you know what he did? He dusted the baseboards. Or he cleaned all of the kitchen cabinets with the steam cleaner. I have to be honest, and I've told him this. I'm like, honey, I appreciate it, but I don't even notice that stuff when there are pillows all over the floor and laundry all over the floor and there's crap all over the counters. I'm really not going to notice that you took the steam cleaner to it or that you wiped the baseboards. But that's his expertise. His expertise is doing all the little things that I don't see. So if my job as the leader in this family is to take everyone's strengths and their skill sets and let them be a leader, well, I shouldn't look at him and be like, yeah, well, I didn't see that. I look at him and I say, wow, honey, thank you so much. I didn't see that. Thank you. All right. Sarah's skill set, oh my gosh, she is amazing when it comes to creative, out-of-the-box solutions and ideas. So that's often what we encourage her to do. We encourage her to find new ways. We love the way that she can find solutions where other people don't see things. Elizabeth is artistic, so we put her in charge of leading, how the house is decorated. Now, sometimes that turns out to be a little crazy and a little wonky. And we've had walls of all of her artwork done and different colors. Right now, Sarah thinks we should paint the whole house in Galaxy glitter sparkle paint. Actually, I'm kind of in favor of that one, but painting over it would be kind of hard. And we've moved too many times to do that. Yeah, you should see her. She's like, yeah, let's do that, Mom. She's like right next to me. But we have to give them a voice. We want to raise leaders. We have to lead them. And that's what I mean, that you have to parent from the heart and you have to choose your attitude. Oh, I know. Wouldn't you love glitter sparkle paint? I think I would do like everything in it. My car, I want a glittery car. And Sarah's walking by going, yes, It'd be so awesome. But how can we expect our world, okay, our culture, our society to encourage leadership if we don't do it at home? We spend so many years of our lives telling our children as a society, sit down, shut up, listen, do as I say, don't think outside the box, do this worksheet, do it this way, don't write in cursive until we've already taught it. We have all these rules. And then they get to be an adult and suddenly they're like, woo, so I'm supposed to know how to lead. I think that's called the leadership fairy, but I think its wings are broken, Becky. So forget about the brain fairy. At 18, apparently the leadership fairy is supposed to come in. And definitely has broken wings, because I gotta tell you, no one wakes up and says, ooh, I know how to be a leader now. No. We are a leader by choosing our attitude. It's our attitude that makes us a leader. Are we encouraging? Are we looking at other people's strengths and encouraging those strengths and helping work them through their weaknesses? Or are we focusing on their weaknesses? Think about that. Okay, so Becky says that's why my kids are in Boy Scouts, so they can learn to be leaders. That's awesome. Elizabeth's boyfriend went all the way to be an Eagle Scout. So it was really pretty cool. I had a boyfriend in high school who was an Eagle Scout. It's a great organization. It teaches people how to lead. It teaches people how to have a voice. We cannot expect to be raising leaders and people that are going to be making changes by keeping them in a box. Dogs. Okay. You need to let the dogs into Nanny Poppy side first. See, even tweens. That's what it is. I had to charge the phone first. Gotta love live, right? Like, kids are awake. So, anyway. So how can we make it so that we can parent with our heart and choose our attitude? Well, what attitude do you want? What attitude do you want the culture of your family to have? Let's start there. The attitude of my family that I want to have is that we support one another, that we care about each other, that we listen to one another, and that we support one another. But that's not right for everyone, okay? Oh, this is G. Some people, that's not even something that even occurs to them. Maybe their culture is they want the best grades, they want to be the top performers, they want to win that Olympic gold medal. Totally cool. But what is your goal as a family? And then how do you get there? What attitude are you choosing to get there? Are you choosing an attitude of disrespect? Are you respecting yourself? Are you respecting the other people in your family? So how we choose to handle situations is how we choose our attitude. And as I've said a million times before, there is space between the stimulus and the response. This right here, this is called choosing your attitude, that space in between. Are you going to rise to the occasion, swallow your ego, and encourage their strengths? Or are you going to look at them, discourage them, and encourage their weaknesses by that's all what you focus on? Because a lot of people do that. A whole bunch of people. And then we wonder why our kids are angry. And we wonder why they don't listen. And we wonder why they yell back at us. And we wonder why they roll their eyes at us. Well, what have you been doing to them? What attitude have you had with them? No, I'm not saying I'm perfect. I'm sure as shit not perfect. I have moments, Sarah's over there shaking her head like this. I have moments when my tone is off. And I have moments when I'm human. And I have moments when I'm frustrated. But we can always go back when those happen and say, hey, I am really sorry. I was really off base. This is what's going on inside of me. How can I better communicate that in the future? It's a growth process, people. You don't wake up one day and become a different parent. It is changing a paradigm, and that takes time. It's changing a thought process. That takes time. This is not a quick fix. This is not, you're going to wake up one morning and be like, oh, I'm going to parent with my heart and everything's going to be lovey-dovey and perfect. And my attitude is going to be that of like Snow White singing to the birds. No, you're going to wake up some mornings and be like, F this. Like that freaking toilet paper roll, why can't they put it on there? And you're going to look at those memes and you're going to laugh. And be like, yep, that's me. Yep, I'm that crazy lunatic, and why does no one listen to mom until she screams? Well, that's because you've created that culture. And we create that culture when we stop communicating, when we stop leading, when we stop giving power to those in our home, the appropriate power, so that they can learn to envision who they are as a leader and what their strengths are. And when we've started to just micromanage. Micromanage your food budget. Micromanage what's in your refrigerator. Don't micromanage your kids or yourself. There's a time and a place where that is appropriate, and then there's a time and a place where leading is appropriate. If the house is on fire, I'm sorry, we're not going to sit down and have a kumbaya moment. It's get your butt out of the house. When you are a leader rather than a manager, when you are leading with good attitude, And when you are parenting with your heart, your children will listen when you just give a command, because they know if it's a command, it's serious. So when people say, oh, I can't be friends with my kids, or I could never do that, they'll never listen to me. You're right, they won't, because you're not leading, you're managing. Okay? I talk about this a whole bunch. I feel like I talk about it like every day. So how do you do? Sarah's going, you do. Well, because people just don't get it. It's like, oh, I have to do this. No, man. Lead. Be a leader. Embrace their strengths. Take their weaknesses. Walk them through them. And if you don't know how to, ask them. Ask them, hey, what do you need? They're probably not going to know right away. And that's really okay. Find the answers together. It's all about working together. When you parent from the heart, it's about working together for the best solution for everyone. It's not about the best solution just for one person. That's pretty much it. Have a decent attitude. Know what your end in mind is. What is your ultimate goal? Excuse me. Choose your attitude and listen to your heart. It's a pretty simple one today. I'm not getting into way crazy details. So let me know if you have any questions below. I'm going to sign off this morning. I feel a coughing fit coming on. I've had kids like crazy. And give me a thumbs up if you think this is good. Thumbs down if you think it sucks. I'm totally fine with either. I'm going to start letting you guys know in March. Oh, awesome. Thank you, sweetheart. Beginning in June, actually the first week of June, I'm going to start offering a 12-week parenting workshop. It's going to be a group workshop. So I'm starting to write the program now. So I'm pretty excited about this. We're going to go through all the different steps of how to be, how to communicate with your child, how to hold them up, how to find your family culture, how to encourage one another. So it's really a 3-week paradigm shift that then you have this entire tool set that you can move forward and apply to different parts in your life. You can apply it to your marriage. You can apply it to your children. You can apply it to your job. So I'm really, really excited. I'm just starting the outline now. So you're going to hear me mention it back and forth. So it's on my website if you want to take a look. It is maryharrington.com. That's MaryHerrington.com. And if you have any ideas for other talks, give me a shout out below. Let me know. I would love to hear from you and cover what you have in mind. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.